Okay, so in this video, I wanted to go over some of the books that I've been reading recently for the past couple of years. Just wanted to kind of go over them, talk about which ones are worth reading and which ones are not worth reading. So, where do we begin? So, the first one that I've ever sort of bought and read fully is obviously the classic How to Win Friends and Influence People. Pretty, pretty solid book, obviously. Pretty much everybody online talks about this book, it's pretty, yeah, it's fantastic. Definitely worth your money. Dale Carnegie, fantastic author. Worth your money if you need another book or if you haven't read this one yet, definitely pick it up. Pay whatever they ask. It's good. Okay. Next one. So okay, I'll just maybe talk about this one a little bit more. So this obviously is a social skills book. It teaches you, like, for example, on the back here it says how to make a good first impression, how to win people to your way of thinking, how to criticize people without creating resentment, which is okay, I'll say that again. How to criticize other people without creating resentment. That has been very valuable for my life, as I've noted from here. How to become a more effective leader. Just, yeah, so all around, like, people skills, talking to people, ways of speaking. It's fantastic. Just, and you can it's nicely broken up, so like if you want to just go back in to the book and just like recap, you can check out the end of the chapter and you can like do a brief recap. You can go straight to the chapter that you want to read and read it again, and it's not like super short sections. It's like, you know what I mean? It's well broken up. It's a good book. It'll teach you a lot. Next one I read, The Legacy Builder. It's a pretty short book. It's mostly just stories and stuff. Like, it's got lessons built into the story of the book. So yeah, I don't know. It's pretty all right. Honestly, I don't even remember a lot of what this book teaches, but I do know that it wasn't incredible. Like, it's definitely a very interesting book. But I mean, a lot of it's just like you kind of know. You're like, yeah. You're like, yeah, I know that. I kind of already like learned that elsewhere in my life. So yeah, this one's not necessary, but it is interesting if you want to check it out. Next up on the list, another classic, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson. Pretty fantastic. I will say that by the time of reading this book, I had kind of already like learned most of the tactics, the lessons that the book teaches prior to reading it. Nonetheless, it was still very helpful, and it helps you definitely see other people's ways of thinking in a different light. So yeah, it just kind of teaches you to place your, as he calls them, fucks into the specific correct areas of your life that they actually deserve to be in, not like wasting your fucks. You know what I mean? So that's a good book. Definitely pick that up. Next one I read, Trump book, pretty good. All of a sudden, people are starting to hate me because, oh no, he read a Trump book. Whatever, bro. It's fine. It's just this one is very interesting. You get to kind of see a little bit more into how how Donald Trump is like an incredibly powerful person. It's a very good book. I haven't recapped it in a long time, but definitely if you are looking for a book that will inspire you to make a boatload of money, this is a very fantastic book. Another one is super sick, Rags to Riches Stories. Total Recall by Arnold Schwarzenegger. Thick motherfucker, right? Um, this is very good. I don't like, maybe a lot of you probably know who Arnold Schwarzenegger is. I mean, obviously it's a self-improvement channel. Um, yeah, it's very inspiring. It's like interesting to see where he went from and how he sort of branched off, and it's like it's all just by the luck of the gods, just that every little thing just kind of aligned perfectly, but it was all like hard work all along the way. And yeah, he developed a monumental success. So that's a very powerful and interesting book. Definitely check that one out if you're wanting. So let's move on to my Kobo books. Oh yes. Oh no. Oh my gosh. Okay. So Psycho Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. Phenomenal. If I had to recommend the top number one book out of any of these books, Psycho Cybernetics is number one on the list. Definitely, if you need anywhere to start, Psycho Cybernetics is the book, bro. It's every single thing that you can like imagine about psychology, self image, relationships with people, like conversing with people, everything. Just it's like incredibly informative, and there's just like every single sentence is valuable, and it just like I was like constantly highlighting shit throughout the book, like constantly. It was insane. It's a phenomenal book. I cannot stress how much of a game changer this book is. It's crazy. This is like if you need to read next, ignore everything else that I talked about. Read Psycho Cybernetics. It's phenomenal. Okay, next up here, I got The 4 Hour Work Week. Fantastic book as well. It's I recently sort of like reread it a little bit. I just kind of like skimmed through it. Yeah, give me a second. So the 4 Hour Body talks about, or not 4 Hour Body, the 4 Hour Work Week talks about subjects like making online income, um, developing like location and time independence, and how to live like below your means while still living a very lavish lifestyle. So yeah, it's very interesting. It'll really make your brain start sparking ideas, right? So yeah, that's a very an essential read, if you will. 4 Hour Body, also by Tim Ferriss. Both of these books are by Tim Ferriss, by the way. Um, Also very interesting. I kind of only skimmed it. There's a lot of parts that I didn't really care to read, but yeah, it's very interesting. It gives like some against the grain diet and exercise advice. So yeah, it's very interesting. There's a lot of science in it, so it like it doesn't take insane knowledge to understand what he's saying, but it does like it'll give you like it's well broken up. It'll give you like the basic like TLDR, I'm stupid, tell me like just what to do and why. And then it'll give you like the scientific like data peer reviewed shit, like that is also included. So that's very nice. The next one up here is The Way of the Superior Man. I bought this and I read it in the summer, and I gotta say it was a little bit over my head. I'm not gonna lie. Um, Maybe that's just because I'm just too young for it, and I haven't really experienced that much life yet. I'm guessing that's why it was understandable. A lot of like some of the points were good, but most of them I really didn't like quite grasp, and I wasn't like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Oh yeah, that makes sense to everyone. It was kind of like you read it, and then every once in a while, it's like, oh yeah, that makes sense a little bit because I've experienced that once in my life, but it's not more. It's definitely a quite an advanced book. It's about like spirituality and like the energies of masculine and feminine. So yeah, it's pretty advanced, but I'm still kind of working on that. Okay, here we got a couple more. Let's just check this out. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill was also one of the first ones that I read. It was the first one I read on my Kobo, but it's very interesting. It gives like stories and lessons along with it. There's a lot of value in this book. It's very fantastic. It's very good. It's very good. But yeah, so there's like um, lots of examples and stuff, and it kind of helps you just to like break down your mental barriers to like I can't be one of those rich people. It's yeah, it's very interesting. Definitely recommend Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And to conclude this video, well, actually, hold on. Let's just see. I want to talk about my final book, The Art of Witty Banter. Actually, yeah. So there's some more there's some videos. There's some more books that I read, like The Lean Startup, and just a couple more that I borrowed from the library. I don't have um, at my fingertips at this moment that I may have neglected to mention. But I know for a fact the Lean Startup and maybe a couple others. The Lean Startup's about like kind of getting your business going, just like really ragged and just like making it work um, before like developing super seamless teams and stuff like that. So yeah, it was kind of over my head too. I'm pretty young for that, but anyway, this is a very good book. Also, The Art of Witty Banter by Patrick King. It's basically just about like noticing cues in conversation and like how to make better conversation, how to be like more socially fluid. Um, yeah, so it's pretty good. I'm still working on it. I'm about maybe halfway, 2/3 about through. So yeah, it's pretty good so far. Not completely finished, but yeah, definitely recommend The Art of Witty Banter. Um, yeah, so that's pretty much all of the books that I read so far. I hope this was a valuable video. Have a good day.